Hi, gang. We're live. It's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. We have Alice KH first in the house. Thank you very much. Welcome for being here. It's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I always appreciate that. Hey, Griffin Fish Room. How you doing? Great having you here. So, yeah, I'm gonna get to jumping guppies. Anthony's Fishy Friends, what's up? Yeah, what's going on, everybody? How's your Saturday? It is. I'm so glad I mowed my yard like before it started raining on like Wednesday. I got it all done. Yeah, because it rained like there's no tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. Last night it's coming down pretty hard. My yard is totally caked. So it's time for me to do like some water changes, some fish room stuff around the homestead. Hey, Mr. B's fishing things. Yep, Guppies jump. So I'll go through the whole process here. I've got my fish room, I've got, a bunch of aquariums up, but I have more to go. I don't have lights on all the aquariums. And so I started putting lights out because you really don't need lights, even for the plants, if you have a room with light, but helps you see the fish, right? It's nice. So I go out, I've setting up my LEDs, getting everything going, giving the fish some live baby brine shrimp, and then I notice something. And it's not pretty. And I don't know how he got in there, but there was a single swordtail male in with my roebuck red, with one roebuck red group. And hey, thank you very much. Well, they've been doing like a 24-hour or a 12-hour thing there. I was over at Sand Creek Aquatics earlier today. It was like a whole group. 44 Mag guy was there, and I forget the other person was there. Someone I hadn't seen before, so that's kind of neat. I always like learning new people and being a part of that. So I'm going through, and all of a sudden I'm going, what? How did he get here? So there's a swordtail tank on either side. And I don't have my tanks flush next to each other, so it would have to be a pretty good leap. Then I started to think about, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people who feed baby brine shrimp, they set up a little bit of a siphon. Not a siphon, now my mind just went blank on this. They set up a deal there. Hold on. Why am I thinking siphon? I've not had enough caffeine today, so it's just I'm not quite there yet. They'll go out and they'll put them in little squeeze bottle with water, aquarium water, and go and squeeze it in. Now I know why, because one of the other theories I have is that I use one of the nets for I use a net for a brine shrimp net to get in there, and doggone it, it's going through. Now there's a reason why I don't have lids on all my tanks. Lumpy dog is that I have lids on my Amica Splendens tank, on my two big tanks. On my small tanks, I don't have things because you're going through, and for me to lift up the lid and do all the feeding that I have to do, especially as soon I'm going to have 30 tanks set up here before you know it. You can't. It's very, very difficult. Or you can, but you see, I have something called a job. And I've got Bolo the Wonder Dog, who's here in my lap, by the way. And so that is sort of what's going on here. So I keep the covers off of it, and I understand covers be much better to have and to do. And hey, Big J's Fish Keeper, at least for the guppy tanks, I don't do that. Just don't. Okay. So just being upfront, all of a sudden there's this stupid male swordtail in with the roebuck red females on one aquarium. So what I'm going to have to do is this. There's two things to do with this. Number one is just pull out the fry as soon as you get them for for the next drop or two, and go from there, or set up a new breeding colony. So I'm going to set up a new breeding colony. I'm going to move those females. Isn't a lot, it's just a few. And this tank just got moved over. I don't have any fry in it. So I think I'll move them over and keep one of those males in there and I'll move over a couple of females, and thus I'll be all set up. But hey, Gap Filler, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Great having you all here. Thanks for being here. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out now. I have had upon occasion, I have noticed that a baby brine shrimp gets into the brine or baby brine. Oh my goodness, baby guppy, little teeny ones get inside the brine shrimp net. I've noticed this on a couple occasions, but once I noticed it once or twice, I really keep an eye on there. Yeah. By the way, I'm not calling them mutt guppies, lumpy dog, mainly because it's too branded. So I'm calling them Mobb's mixes. Mobb's mixes. So so that's what I have going on there. Mobb's mixes. Mobb's mixes. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing there. I apologize. My no, I'm fine. I do not have, let me put this here. Get a little better view of my bodice. So yeah, so I'm gonna probably have to do some Mobb's mixes. Probably so. So that's where I'm at. Now I've been using the 65 as a little bit of a grow out tank. Yeah, I got some cool looking mixes. There's this mix I've been working on for a little bit here that looks pretty good. Let me do an update on that in a video here in the next week or two. Did one probably about 6 weeks, a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. So I'm going to be quiet for a second, and you may be able to hear Bolo snore. Did you hear that? Doesn't snore very loud, and of course, yeah, there's like 14 aquariums around me, so it's all good. Now, I was asked, somebody wrote me a note asking why don't I do my live stream in front of the aquariums? Very simple reason why. Bolo. Bolo, he will not sit directly on my lap. If you don't know who Bolo is, he's my dog. He's old. It's as you can see, my apartment is or my home is a mess, but here's Bolo right here. Hey, Bolo. He's totally stone deaf. So there you go. There you go. Totally stone, completely deaf. A dog was barking at him. We were out for our walk a couple of days ago, probably right before the rain hit, so Wednesday afternoon, going absolutely bonkers. Hey, thank you very much. Hey, Recon338, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Thanks for being here. And so Bolo won't allow me to do it. Bolo wants to sit on my side with his head on a knee. It's just the way he works. Can't win it. In fact, occasionally I'll put him into daycare, and the gal who was looking after him daycare, she goes, "Well, I sat with him on the bench, and I kept putting him on my lap. He kept laying on my side, laying down next to me on my side." Said left side. She goes, "Yes." I said, "Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does." So yeah, so I have like 4 females Roebuck Reds that have been inseminated by this it's been inseminated by other Roebuck Red males, but yeah, this one male got in there. So so I think what I'm gonna have to do is I may put those in the 55, and just begin to see what happens. See if nature takes some course. You know what I'm saying? See what I get. In that tank, I have a lot of shrimp in there, but I believe I'm going to do frog plecos. I've got to get together with Tom at TM Aquatics and hook up right from there. Hook up right from there. So, anybody got anything exciting going on in the fish room? I'm just still setting up aquariums. I got to do a water change. So other than that, that's that's what's going on. By the way, Lumpy Dog is you know Mobb's mixes. I don't know if anything could be more politically correct. I mean, that's a good term. And so I put a picture up of one of my great grandparents that I got a copy of on my Facebook page, probably about a year and a half ago. And so I get a note from a buddy of mine who's African American, and he goes, your great grandfather looks like he could be mixed. And of course I wrote back to him and I said, wouldn't that be great? Absolutely cool. And he goes, yeah, a lot of people wouldn't have that. It wouldn't look at it that way. I'm going, skin is skin, baby. Skin is skin. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. But I took the DNA test. I'm not mixed. Sad. That'd have been really, really cool. So, by the way, have any of you done that, like ancestry or 1, 2, 3 and me type of thing? The African butterfly cichlid fry to an established planted grow out tank. Plant past the danger zone. I'm a noob with. Yeah, I'm pretty good with the South American cichlids. Every time I played around with Africans, I'm an idiot. Don't even ask me what I'm doing wrong. I have followed all the directions, all the stuff for whatever reason. It's been a long time since I've done them, but not really all that good with them. So it's so that's sort of the deal there. Um, the whole process of going through. Now, any of you who are in states with COVID-19, are you got any of you in the states that are beginning to, open things slowly but surely? I'm in Missouri. We're not yet. Um, I'm looking forward to the day of going into a restaurant, sitting down, opening up a cup of coffee. Let's see. Dad was a bad boy in the Air Force. But there you go. And David Samsel, how are you? David Samsel in the house. And yeah, we've got a good group of people here today. Hey, the Guppy Goomba. That's right, Doug Gray. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. So yeah, so I have this deal here where all of a sudden I had that alien male guppy in with my Roebuck red females. Talk about drive me nuts. And now, Doug, you keep tops on how many of your aquariums? What percentage? It's a wolf. It's a wolf. One side is all you see is the eye, and the other side you see the wolf. So that's what it's on my T-shirt. It was a gift. I like it. I enjoy it. All of the tanks have a lid. Well, you see, Doug Gray, how much time does you have? What 80 tanks, 90 tanks set up? How long does it take you to get baby brine shrimp into all those suckers? And maybe I have to come up with a better way to do it if I keep seeing this stupid leaping activity. Occasionally I have yeah, yeah, very well could be, Alice. Very well could be. Oh, there's an open corner in each lid. Yeah, you see, there you go. And I was playing around with like plastic tops for a while. And yeah, well, lumpy dog. All dogs have wolf DNA in them. Just yeah. So Bolo's just passed out. He's just. I woke him up. He has a couple of places he likes to sleep because just knowing how he works. I took him out for a walk about a half hour ago. He did the full business, so I think we're in good shape. Oh, that's interesting. Made acrylic lids for small tanks. An aquavit, yeah. You see, that would be probably okay for me to look at. And yeah, that probably would not be a good thing to go out and look for and and get set up. And yeah, so I appreciate that a whole lot. Um, so it's so today. No, you know what? He allowed me to sleep in till about 5:30 this morning. My normal wake up time, everybody, is 3:45 in the morning, and so he wakes me up, to go out for his walk, and he wants to go to bed at the normal time. I mean, he's not very flexible. He's old. I have to give him some Jello. We watch the Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. He wants that. But when it comes to bedtime, he will bark at me until I get into the bedroom. Once I'm in the bedroom, once I enter, he goes in the corner and lays down. If I head back to the couch, guess what he does? Heads back towards the couch, starts barking at me. So there you go. Yeah, Bolo. Yeah, he needs. Bolo hasn't had a girlfriend in a while. Sort of side money for me, but he's getting to that age. Here's the thing. He is not fixed. So I get stud fees from him every once in a while, and I haven't been working it mainly because I don't know how fertile he is, just to be honest with you. Bolo's my dog. He's my little dog. And so he gets stud fee on the side. He gets $400 a crack. So it's pretty good side money, but you got to work it. You want to see Bolo? Okay. Yeah, I know. There's Bolo right here. So there you go. Yes, he is. Yeah, you know what, Jeff? I went out and mowed the lawn on Wednesday. So glad I did. It rained so much on Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, into this morning. My lawn is like completely wet. Yeah, he's a Pomeranian, Alice. It was a gift to my ex-wife from her sister, but in the whole deal, I got the deal. 44 mag guy. My goodness, it's you still awake from helping out Sand Creek Aquatics? They're not a cheap dog, but okay. Now we always go on wild goose chases. Yeah, you can get them for less than that, Alice. Here's the deal. It's like getting good fish. You go to a guy like Doug Gray, or you go to people who have top-notch fish, and you go to an American Kennel Club or American Kennel Club breeder of merit, AKC breeder of merit. These are show breeders, and they are, they have occasionally a dog, it's usually a male that it depends on the type of breed of dog, etc. That's not going to be a show dog. It's either too big or the coloring isn't right, something. Okay, but it's very well bred. At least one of the parents is a show champion, and what that means generally is the dog is going to behave like a Pomeranian should in this case, and look like a Pomeranian should, and generally be healthier than you know than uh bye lumpy dog. Thanks for dropping by. Be healthier than a dog you'd get at like a pet store or something like that. Mainly because the dogs that you find at a pet store are generally bred by, no matter what the pet store tells you, they're normally bred by puppy mills, and they don't care about how the dog behaves. The parents, all they do is breed. They're not house dogs. They're usually in cages. They're not so. If you go to an AKC breeder of merit, most of them will sell. In fact, I know a couple of breeders that will sell a pet quality male Pomeranian for about $800 to $1,000. So there you go. And so Bolo, um, it's yep. Go to an AKC breeder of merit. That's all I can tell you. Just go out and do it. Find those people, and they'll go through. I've been on the waiting list, by the way, for a female Pomeranian, and to get a female Pomeranian that comes from show lines with at least one parent being a show champion. Let me tell you how long you have to wait for that. I've been on the list for a year and a half. So, but it's going to come with really a nice pedigree. It's going to be a really nice dog. So, but Bolo probably will not be around to give me puppies from him. He's had puppies before, and his puppies are really cute, really well behaved. They have his personality. So there you go. Yeah. So the whole deal is the same thing with fish. Is that if you want really good fish, yeah, you can go to PetSmart and see really good looking guppies or what have you. But a lot of times they have illness and you have to treat them and you have to do that. Doesn't mean they're going to breed true either. So all of a sudden you get a pair of guppies that you think are absolutely beautiful, and they probably are. They don't breed. Well, I'll tell you, Alice, here's the deal with Pomeranians. Pomeranians have very small litters. Hey, Melvin, how are you? And they have a litter of, is that they have litters of 1 to 3 puppies. That's it. So generally, when he's had puppies, well, the people already have homes for him. And the deal is, there are some breeds of dogs that'll have 8 puppies, 9 puppies. Not a Pomeranian, not a 5 to 7 pound Pomeranians. Hey, 44 Meg guys, so great having you. Nice seeing you here. And you get some sleep, okay? You look pretty sleepy on that thing. Yeah, some dogs have 12. Some dogs that have big litters. Well, that's a whole different ball of wax. That's so Pomeranians and other real small dogs, they have real small litters. That's one of the reasons why they're expensive. Yeah, max five puppies for a Pomeranian, but all of his litters have been 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, and again, his puppies, it's been, yeah. So that's just sort of the deal. So I've been on a list with I got, and that's just sort of how it goes. Yep. So there you go. So yeah. So the jumping guppies. So I'm gonna have to take care of that. Um, so it's lots of fun. I would just, Alice, where are you? What country are you in? Yeah, beautiful fluffy puppies. That's what Pomeranians are. I have, if you check out the Mobb Guppy store, there is a T-shirt. There's a link in my description to the Mobb Guppy store. And if you can go there, you'll see a picture of Bolo when he was a puppy. Yeah, so that's it doesn't get cheap, that's for sure. Oh, you're in Norway. I'm Norwegian. King Oscar sardines. I have some. They're delicious. My grandmother's maiden name was Gunerius. I guess from the town of Gunerius, Norway. So there you go. So yeah, the whole process, again, of just getting the stuff right and getting the fish growing and all that sort of thing. It's like with the guppies, you get the best you can get, or dogs, or if you're planning on breeding them. But frankly, with a dog, you'll almost want to get, uh, you want to get the best, And I'm not, if you went and got a rescue dog, great, thank you for doing that. But a lot of times people want a dog they know how it's going to behave around their kids and, all that sort of stuff. And, that's the sort of the deal of a purebred dog. If it comes from a good background where, you have people who are breeding for championships, all that sort of stuff. HC Agua, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. How's Hawaii this morning? Ah, there you go. There you go, Alice. Let me get my beverage. Diet Dr. Pepper. It is the caffeine drink of champions. Yeah, Jesse, tell us about how bad the weather is in Hawaii. Let's see. You just woke up. It's probably like 7 a.m. It's probably already about 80. No humidity. A little breeze, maybe. All right. Bolo wants to get down, everybody. So it's not coronavirus. It's not COVID-19, as far as I know. It's allergies. So yeah, so this afternoon it's going to be really nice. It's sunny here, a little breezy. I'm going to go. There's a hiking trail. I need to get out of the house, and so it's going there. Bolo had a haircut, by the way. Normally he's fluffier, but I just cut him down for the summer. So time to go for that. I'm going to go for a nice hike this afternoon before I do more stuff in the fish room. And once I'm done with that, I'm just gonna, I've got stuff going down. Yeah, I do have a fluffy face. I didn't shave today. You think this would be a good time to try out doing a beard? I haven't done that yet. Can't wait to get my hair cut. You know what kind of a haircut I'm gonna get? Even though I don't have a lot up here left, I'm gonna do a mohawk. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a mohawk. Nice big old mohawk. Didn't have one when I had a full head of hair. Now I'm really upset that I did it. You're cutting your own hair, Alice? Let me tell you, you don't want me cutting my own hair or your hair or anybody's hair. I only have given a haircut once in my entire life. And it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of, it was an honor as well. Um, when my dad, um, when my mom passed away, which was 4 years ago, just a couple of weeks ago, um, we did the funeral because we had people traveling all over the place. We did the funeral like 2, 3 months later. So we flew to, so we go through, we get the different stuff, and my dad, I was staying at my parents' home with my dad, and all of a sudden my dad shows up with a pair of scissors, and he said, "Could you cut my hair, please?" Now my dad had about 3 hairs on his head. I mean, didn't have a lot of hair left. So I cut him for him. So and that was kind of an honor. You know, I was looking at, by the way, to cut your own hair, a Floby. And I was looking at the Floby, and let me tell you something. A brand new Floby on Amazon a couple of weeks ago was 125 bucks. Well, I don't spend $125 cutting my hair. You know, I go to the $12 place, and I go about 3 times a year. So, yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to do the mohawk. I'm going to do that. Why not? You know, is there a problem with it? No, of course not. I'm going to go do it. I've also been looking at one of those laser caps. Seen the TV commercials for that? You put it on your head, so you're like watching TV, hanging out in the house, and it spurs your hair to grow. Oh, your hairdressers are open on Monday. Congratulations, Alice. It's happening in a lot of states in the United States. Monday, there's a bunch of states opening up, beginning the slow process of opening up after this COVID-19 thing. Missouri isn't one of them. Missouri opens up a week from Monday. A week from Monday, we begin to open up. And I'm going to tell you, the haircut thing, that's a place that's going to be pretty doggone packed. People are like desperate to get their hair cut. Pretty desperate all over the place. So it, speaking of, excuse me, I'm okay. I don't know why I'm coughing like that, but I am. It has to be an allergy type of thing. Has to be an allergy type of thing. And so I'm sort of looking forward to the entire process. I've been here a year, and man, I just heard some thunder. I don't want thunder. Oh, it's a truck or something. Okay. My phone just went off with, I have one of those wacky things. Yeah, no, my house, I've only been in here since March 7th. But living in the Joplin, Missouri area, it's been 1 year as of May 1st. Yeah, you see, there you go. There you go, Melvin. It's I know the ladies would love me to see me in a mohawk. I'm finally back on my eating routine. I had my gallbladder ripped out at the end of July, and you get an organ ripped out of your body. It takes a while for your body to adjust. Let me tell you what, I finally fixed that up. Well, it's I have lots of security. The dog remains in a back room, locked away when I'm not here, so we're okay. Doug Gray, and yeah, you see, Anthony, I didn't do the doggone mohawk when I had hair. You know what else I didn't do when I had hair? I never did a mullet. And I was at the right age when mullets were big. I was in my formative years in the 80s when everybody was wearing a mohawk. Not me. I didn't wear a mohawk. Never did it. Now, I have told my nephews that, one day they're going to be bald, to grow their hair out like the wind. Don't get a haircut for like a year. And these guys keep their hair nicely cut all the time. I wish I would have grown my hair out for 2 years. I'll tell you. Hey, V-Stag, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Great having you here indeed. Great having you here. It's speaking of the whole fish thing, let's get back to fish. Thank goodness, I'm not being thankful about this, don't get me wrong. But Chewy of the Great North, he always gets me off on music. And so far, we've kept away from that until I brought it up. Yeah, because Chewy sends me down the road to ruin on a live stream. So I went in and I fed, I swear to you, it's been like several months since I've been able to get yellow squash. And I've been giving zucchini, obviously, every other day to my fish tanks. And I hadn't had yellow squash in there for some time. Well, they gone absolutely bonkers on it. I mean, just ripped it apart. So that's kind of nice. Chewy is the Billie Eilish of Canada. Now, I know who Billie Eilish is. And I swear to you, absolutely swear to you, that that I don't know one song she's ever done. Let me do this. Alexa, play a Billie Eilish song.
Shuffling songs by Billie Eilish on Amazon Music.
Let's see if we can hear what. Okay, I've heard this before. Alexa, turn off. And I don't want to be demonetized. Oh, I'm not monetized yet. So there you go. By the way, if any of you have subscribed today, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Billie Eilish, yeah. She has usually green and gold hair thing going on. I've never colored my hair green or gold. I could probably do that. I heard the new James Bond movie song, and first I ever heard of her, the song was actually quite good. Yeah, you see, okay, now you brought it up, Doug. James Bond. Who is your favorite James Bond? There's been a bunch of them. A lot of people go back to Connery. And not too many people say George Lazenby. Roger Moore. Timothy Dalton. Pierce Brosnan. Daniel Craig. Did I get them all? Well, my favorite Bond is Daniel Craig. There's sort of a brooding intensity to him. That's right, Peter Niven. That's right. There's sort of the idea here is that the physicality Roger Moore never had, but you could say out of quip, he did make the second to the worst Bond movie in Moonraker, which was really stupid. Honor Majesty's Secret Service, the lone George Lazenby effort. That was the worst. Period. The Timothy Dalton one's not that good. Not awful. Didn't ruin the thing. I like Pierce Brosnan, but he was too old when he started to play the role. You couldn't buy it. Daniel Craig, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Seems that he has the comedic timing. He has the, even though he's not, he's not like the physical type of presence that a Connery was. You don't sit there and go, there's no, it's not like you have to suspend belief. Like if all of a sudden you found that, Tom Cruise was playing, uh, 007, it just doesn't do that. And Alice, you see the lady here thinks that Daniel Craig is hot. So there you go. I just think he has a certain amount of intensity about him. That's why I think that his episodes, I think these have been really solid. And again, I would go Daniel Craig, Sean Connery, probably Pierce Brosnan, Roger Moore, Timothy Dalton, then of course George Lazenby. No, Sean Connery's a great actor. He's an unbelievable actor. I'm not ripping. I'm just saying who's the best Bond. Just my, it's my theory. And again, if you think George Lazenby is the best Bond ever, I don't care. That's fine. That's what you think. I can't change your mind. You're sort of locked into it. And again, I'm not going to try to change anything. Is yeah, and Lazenby, is George Lazenby even alive? Let me find that out. Is he even alive? Yes, he is. And I forgot about this. He was married to yeah, he was married to Pam Shriver, and who I think, and let's see here. And oh, and she's a cousin of Maria Shriver. Okay, there you go. Of the Kennedy clan. So there you go. Other than that, let's see what else do we have going on. Yeah, so after alienating everybody about all that whole process, and Alice, who's not hot though? Is it Sean Connery not hot? See, you'd be the first woman. Every woman I've ever been around always to think Sean Connery's hot. Yeah, the Saturday Night Live Jeopardy skit, very funny. Okay, Alice says Sean Connery not hot, Lazenby not hot, Daniel Craig hot. The ladies say it. I believe women. Yep. It's so this apparently will be the last 007 movie with Daniel Craig, which by the way has had all sorts of and Alice doesn't think Pierce Brosnan's hot. Not hot. So it's I apologize. So, on the hot plecos, my super reds are pretty hot. There was a video that came out that I put out earlier this week where I was showing a pleco fight. Pleco fight! And I've separated the caves. So I'll do that in a follow-up video so you can see. And yeah, it's it's pretty cool stuff. See, what else do I have going on? I don't know. It's just I've got to get stuff for the 10-gallon tanks that I haven't set up yet that are in the other room. I have to sort of get things set up with that. So that's something I have to get done here in the next couple of weeks. The other thing I need to buy, and I haven't picked one up yet, and really with all these aquariums, and especially now that I have rooms that have carpet on them, I probably need to get one of those wet vacs. And I probably need to go and get that. So that's going to be like my stimulus check hasn't shown up yet. Americans are getting a stimulus check to help revive the economy. When it arrives, I originally was going to do, do a couple of fun things with it. No, I'm going to get, I'm going to improve my home protection, my home security, because I got the cute dog. I'm in all these great fish. And get a Roomba. Yeah, that is a good idea, Doug Gray, but I need one that's a wet vac. I, by the way, bought the world's cheapest vacuum. When I mean cheap, I got it at Walmart for like $29.99. Let me tell you, it does a great job. Really does a good job. Best $29.99 I've ever spent on a vacuum before. Roomba Guppies. You see, there you go. That's a good idea. The Roombas, I looked at that. They're not that cheap. And by the way, I think the big problem is I don't know how the dog would handle it. He wouldn't be able to hear it, so he'd be asleep as it was going through the place and would run into him, and it would really, he has a heart condition. It's my dog has he's an older guy, has congestive heart failure. Yeah, you see, if it was 30 even, Alice, I wouldn't buy it. But $29.99, aha. Yeah, that's the deal about things with I went I'm in a place that has a lot of sun. So I'm in this new house. So I'm going in, I'm going, well, why don't I go out and price the battery? And or a solar system with a battery, just in case I lose power in the winter, an ice storm or something like that. And maybe I can keep the house running for a couple of days. All right. My house wasn't that expensive in the first place. Okay. And I have to look at the windmill. So I looked at doing the solar panels. They gave me one bid for like $34,000. $34,000. Kind of frightening. So I'm just going, okay. And I started going in. I'm going, well, okay. I spend $2,400 a year at the worst. Okay. Because I don't spend a lot of money on electricity. Okay, so you go through here, 2,400 a year, so 200 a month. Let's just guess that's it. And so you go And that's the cheap one without the Tesla battery. We're talking about almost 14 years to break even. So there you go. Yeah, I'm all about impressing my neighbors. I live in Copland, everybody. Every one of my neighbors is a cop. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but just on my block alone, there are 3 cops. It's like Sylvester Stallone in the movie Copland, except I'm not a cop, and the cops are from here. They're not, going from New York City to Jersey where they commit their crimes. Yeah, it's so far the washer and dryer thing seems to be doing well. I did a couple of loads of laundry today. Pretty exciting. So the dog woke me up at 5:30. I had breakfast. I put together a lamp. I did other junk around the house, fed the fish, set up brine shrimp hatching for tomorrow. Yeah, pretty exciting. I am a pretty exciting man. So I've got that going on. I've got in fact, when I'm done here, I'm going to feed the fish again. Try to feed my fish 4 times a day, and they get a big feeding. About 4 p.m. every day of fresh baby brine shrimp, and they go absolutely bonkers on it. Yes, it's all good. Yeah, and I've got a big privacy fence, which is really nice. And I realized something: it's not high enough. So I was in there like cooking dinner the other night, and or doing dishes. It was late, so people. I could look into the house and the back door, neighbors right behind me. They were in the kitchen doing something. No, I didn't get the binoculars. Thanks, Melvin. Yeah. So yeah, so 15 years before I break even, part of me thinks that this whole solar thing is going to become much more efficient and much less expensive. So there you go. And it was a little frustrating that the Tesla battery only lasts for 2-3 hours if you lose power. So who knows how that goes. So, but I like the idea of doing it. I'm all about the idea, and and solar power, by the way. See, there you go. Yep, I could drive to Georgia, get a massage, a haircut, and a couple of tattoos. I don't have a tattoo, and I have nothing against tattoos. I just have never gotten the idea. So I I like teasing my siblings, especially my sister. And so I wrote this. I said, "Hey, I'm getting my first tattoo." And I said, "You know how most people end, with like, they do tattoos. They start off with an arm or a leg, and before you know it, they have them all over their bodies." Again, I have no issues with them, so it's not a criticism of folks with tattoo. They just have figured it out, and I haven't. I said, "So I'm going to get pi, the symbol for pi, the mathematical symbol." And I told my sister this. I'm getting it above my eyebrow, so I'm going to start out with the face tattoo. And she goes, "You're joking." I said, "No, I'm not. Get a face tattoo." And she goes, "Please tell me you're joking." No, I'm not. But I'm working my siblings over. For instance, I told them that I got a goat to help do the lawn, and I named the goat Mr. Peepers. So she calls me. I'm on. She called me on FaceTime. So I'm in the backyard. She calls and she goes, "Please tell me you're joking about the goat. Please tell me this is not true." And I said, "Come here, Mr. Peepers," and I held the phone away. Bah, bah. I said, "I'll send you more pictures of Mr. Peepers." She goes, "Oh no, you didn't. You didn't, did you? You did it." And I had to tell her the truth. I was just working her over. Yeah, you see Mike Tyson. He started off with a face tattoo. Not gonna bite anybody's ears off. That's sort of the deal. So, but if I was gonna get a tattoo, maybe I get a pleco tattoo on my arm, like it's sucking on my arm. Wouldn't that be cool? A super red one. I don't know. Coming up with it. I don't even know how much money does a tattoo cost, anyways. I'm not talking about big elaborate art here. I'm just talking about some. Kim Jong Do. Yeah, it's Hey, I saw a news report. Kim Jong Un, he may be in a coma. That's what they're saying. So I hope not. That would be bad. Because for whatever reason, I think Kim Jong Un's sister, Doug, I think you wrote this to me. She ain't playing. She ain't messing around. No one wants to screw around with her. No, totally true. I think she's a psychopath. I think Kim Jong Un, homicidal. Yeah, or Kim Jong Un. Yeah, he's homicidal and everything, and kills people. People. Yeah, the white horse. Yeah, up to the Magic Mountain in North Korea. Kim Jong Un has a brother who has no interest in being in public life. Zero. He likes to sneak out of North Korea to go see Eric Clapton in concert. That's it. Nothing else. Yeah, that'd be good to get the white horse. Be strong. So the fish, let's get back to the fish. I've got to spread out. My hornwort's finally beginning to grow, so I got to spread that out to more tanks. Got to get that rolling in. I'm hoping I get Amica splendens babies relatively quickly. I think we're about a month away from that happening, and so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to all sorts of stuff. I'm getting breeding behavior with my Corys, and I have 4 Corys Anais, and I have I that's what's going through. Well, let me know if you want some, Doug. I'll send you some sprigs of hornwort. I'll set you up with that. And I've got to just break this off and start growing it up in other tanks, and get that rolling. Get that rolling all the way through. So, how many of you have ordered fish online? Since this quarantine stuff's going on. I know that some people I know have said they don't like to ship during this. I know some people who have shipped. Now, I've ordered a lot of stuff for delivery, and everything arrives relatively quick, which is nice. Alice, are you still here? I have a question for you if you're still here. I have a question about Norwegian food. And so next time she shows up, I'll get it. It's probably real late for her. She's probably going night night. Or maybe getting some delicious salted fish. Yeah. Okay, Alice, here's a question. Is it the Swedes or the Norwegians who eat lutefisk? Oh, it's 8 p.m. Okay. In beautiful Norway. Is it the Swedes or Norwegians that eat lutefisk? Ah, very good. Excellent. Lutefisk is a cured fish. It's sort of like the Scandinavian version of gefilte fish, except gefilte fish smells better. My old man is the girl with the dragon tattoo Swedish or Norwegian? I don't know that answer. I don't know. My old man. Uh, my old man. His mother was Swedish and Norwegian. My grandfather's family had a little bit of Swedish background, and even though I have a German last name, the language spoken in my dad's father's household, other than English, was Swedish. It's my grandmother. Her grandparents were immigrants from Norway and Sweden, and my old man would never, ever allow it. He would not get close to lutefisk. Would not get for whatever reason hated it. He had the smell of it. He wouldn't do anything to get. Now we would do other Scandinavian things. We'd do torsk. Torsk, which is cod that's steamed or poached, and you put it into drawn butter. Ah, the tattoo movies are American, but based on Swedish books. So there you go. I haven't seen the one with the dragon tattoo. I haven't seen those movies. I haven't read those books. Yep. I just have a lot of fish. Just have a ton of wonderful fish. And you just call them red fish instead of Swedish fish? Yep, Alice, you see, here's the deal. And the Norwegians aren't going to give the Swedes any credit whatsoever, especially the Danes and the Finns. No, Norwegians, Norway. King Oscar sardines exported from Norway. I get those I get those every once in a while and I put them on a cracker. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Good for you. Good for you. Sardines are filled with those omega fats. You like the Danes. but the fins are just odd. It's yeah, Finland is sort of in a weird sort of place because it's like right between freedom and the Ruskies. No, Swedish fish are not filled with omegas. No, that's right. No good fats in your Swedish fish. No good fats at all. It's kind of sad. Kind of sad all the way around. All right, gang. We've been here for an hour and 5. I appreciate y'all being here. Let's check out the story so you can see pictures of Bolo when he was a little boy, and he was a good-looking puppy. All right, gang. You guys have a great Saturday. I'm going to go do stuff in the fish room. I'm going to go for a hike and do that. So, and we need to let Alice go to the store. Goomba Guppies. Yeah, that's maybe what I call them. Thanks for listening to the Mob Guppy, where the Guppies Mob. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, they're Swedish and Norwegian, Melvin. Swedish and Norwegian. Have a good one, everybody.